He is considered one of the most dangerous and influential drug traffickers in Brazil. Twice convicted by the courts, he received an 11-year sentence for drug trafficking and a 21-year sentence for trafficking and criminal conspiracy. He is also accused of money laundering, smuggling, and involvement in international drug trafficking. Even behind bars, he continues to control drug trafficking and move millions of dollars. This is the story of Luis Fernando da Costa, better known as Fernandinho Beira-Mar. Fernandinho Beira-Mar was born in Duque de Caxias in the Baixada Fluminense region. The son of a humble family, he entered the world of crime at a young age, starting as a street vendor and later getting involved in drug trafficking. But he was not just another face in the crowd. At the age of 20, Fernandinho Beira-Mar was already working for drug traffickers as a vapor, a type of drug delivery man. Later, he began to control the favela where he was born, and in a short time, became one of the biggest drug dealers in Brazil, becoming a member of the criminal faction Comando Vermelho. Peak of his criminal career occurred between 1990 and 1995, when he established his own drug distribution channels and took control of favelas such as Borel, Rocinha, Chapéu Mangueira, and Vidigal. According to a survey conducted at the time, the gang of the most wanted drug trafficker in the country moved $3 million between 1995 and 1998. But Beira-Mar's rise came with violence. He ruled communities with an iron fist, enforcing parallel laws and confronting rivals and authorities. A recording of a phone call from August 1999 was released, in which the drug trafficker orchestrates a tartar session lasting about an hour before ordering the execution by gunfire of IT intern Michelle Anderson Nascimento dos Santos. Michelle was allegedly involved in a romance with Beira-Mar's ex-girlfriend, Joelma Carlos de Oliveira, who disappeared. The intern was reportedly dismembered alive, and his body also vanished.
Alô? Oi? Eu tô com os dois corpos, o dedo tá tudo pendurado. Tá pendurado? Tá pendurado. A orelha direita, arrancado tudo. Não dá pra ouvir, não. Eu tô escutando só um barulho fazendo assim, ó. E na orelha esquerda, arrancado um pedaço só pra me tentar ouvir, senão eu nem ia conseguir falar com vocês. Mas você tá falando ainda? Tá tirando os dois pés já também? Tá tudo pendurado, tá só buscar o calcanhar. Caramba, e esse dedinho? O dedinho tá tudo pendurado. É mesmo. E a orelha é gostoso? Hã? A orelha é gostoso? Tá muito grande, deixou na boca. É mesmo. Quase que eu me engoli. E aí, tem mais alguma coisa pra falar pra mim ainda ou não? Falei tudo. Se eu soubesse, eu nunca tinha me envolvido. É, não é mesmo, né? Eu só de coração pro senhor. Eu não tô conseguindo nem andar. Eles tentaram colocar eu pra andar. Não dá não. Garanhão, né? Não, senhor. É gente que ela acho que tá procurado.
In the 1990s, Beira-Mar expanded his empire. He established direct connections with the FARC in Colombia, exchanging weapons for cocaine, something few Brazilian traffickers had managed to achieve. The drugs would not only be distributed in Brazil, but also transported to Europe and the United States. His ambition and ruthlessness set him apart, enabling him to dominate territories in Rio de Janeiro and expand his operations to other states and countries. Beira-Mar's fortune and power caught the attention of authorities. On April 21, 2001, the Colombian army, in a joint operation with U.S. agents, arrested Beira-Mar. The criminal was transferred to Brazil and taken to Brasilia, where he was held in the federal police detention facility. His arrest was a blow to drug trafficking, but it was not enough to stop his criminal activities. After his arrest, Beira-Mar was transferred to various maximum security prisons across Brazil. Yet, even behind bars, he continued to coordinate his operations using coded messages and intermediaries. In 2002, Beira-Mar was transferred to Rio de Janeiro, a decision that sparked a crisis between federal and state authorities. Inside Bangu 1, he maintained his influence over drug trafficking activities. In Rio de Janeiro, The trafficker ran his drug operations from a cell in Bangu 1th. In one of these calls, he even negotiated with a criminal to purchase a Stinger missile capable of downing planes and helicopters. The weapon, which was supposed to be sent to Rio de Janeiro, was allegedly negotiated with the same suppliers as Al-Qaeda, the organization led by bin Laden, the world's most wanted terrorist. In prison, Beira-Mar adapted his strategies. He led rebellions in penitentiaries and continued to control drug trafficking. It is estimated that he still moves around $10 million a year, even under heavy surveillance. This influence led to the creation of stricter laws and increased security in prisons. Police intercepted messages from Beira-Mar ordering executions, drug negotiations, and even alliances between criminal factions. He remains a central figure in Brazilian organized crime. From the manuscript sent by Fernandinho Beira-Mar, the police discovered how the scheme for obtaining weapons and drugs in the Complexo do Alemão region worked, as well as how money laundering was carried out. According to the investigations, about 10 tons of marijuana were brought into the favela complex through the scheme set up by the trafficker. The story of Fernandinho Beira-Mar is an example of the devastating impact of drug trafficking in Brazil. His legacy is marked by violence, the destruction of communities, and the constant struggle of authorities to dismantle criminal networks. Today, even in a cell, Beira-Mar remains a symbol of how crime can transcend physical barriers. His story raises questions about the Brazilian penitentiary system and the fight against drug trafficking. Fernandinho Beira-Mar is more than just a name. He represents the cycle of violence, power, and corruption that has challenged Brazil for decades. What will the next chapter of this story hold?